Well, if you're going to play football in Arizona, a dome and air conditioning, those are two good things to have, and we've got both here at State Farm Stadium, just west of downtown Phoenix. It's certainly hot outside here in the desert, but somehow this Cardinal crowd turned up the heat a moment ago. They were in a frenzy as their team emerged from the tunnel, and the Cardinals, they're set to do battle with the Atlanta Falcons. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. This is David Johnson, the former All-Pro. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
On second down now, it's Johnson, and he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That one, a first down pickup of 8. A lot of people felt Johnson was a little misused during what was a disappointing 2018. 940 yards on the ground, 7 touchdowns. Great for most, but not the season Johnson was hoping for. And he said this offseason there are a lot of good running backs in the NFL, but I'm the best. And now he's trying to prove it, hoping to get back to the production that sent him to the Pro Bowl in 2016. That would certainly help his rookie quarterback. On second down, it's Johnson. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. He gets it into the hands of Larry Fitzgerald. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. 2nd and 1 at the 40-yard line.
Got it! Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Check the out, check the out. Hey, watch it. Whip. Watch the whip.
On second down, Johnson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Fitzgerald hauling it in for Murray. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. On to stop there defensively, Tyler Davison.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Murray going to throw. This is Johnson. He's got it. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcon 16. Murray going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. They go back to the ground with Johnson. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 15-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Murray dancing to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. 3rd and 2, and here's Murray, eluding the pressure right. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Keanu Neal with a safety blitz for the sack. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes and throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
They moved the ball pretty well there on the opening drive. You think they're okay settling for 3?
I don't think they're happy about settling for 3, but I think you're exactly right with the word okay, because they threw it well, they ran it well. Excellent balance for the first drive of the game.
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now, 1st and 10 at their own 24. Now it's Ryan. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick, and the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Well, you're already down on the scoreboard, and now, Charles, you go out there, very first play, throw the interception. That defense, they're going to have to bow up.
Yeah, and let's see how they handle this, because we always talk about reverting back to what you practice. When you practice these situations, it's called sudden change. You don't expect to be out there this fast, but you are. Do you go out there with poise, or do you go out there with panic? Panic could get you scored on again.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. To throw on 2nd and 10. Murray. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. The sack coming from Adrian Claiborne off the edge. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well, and that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Murray with a 3rd and long. And that is incomplete. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones.
Well, we've seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is, because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. He's going to cover him both a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
And now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Now Ito Smith. He's got a first down and more past the 30. And finally taken down at the 36-yard line. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. This is Smith. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. On 2nd and 9, Ryan looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
It's a free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. eyes, anticipation, great hands, and, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house.
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
Brings up second and 4 at the 31-yard line.
51, sub! Hey, high 7. 43 is the mic, boy. 43.
From the 31, Ryan. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Airing this one out for Fitzgerald. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Murray now to throw. And that will be incomplete.
I know we're just in the 2nd quarter and there's a ways to go in this game, but that's a 2nd drop. I'm wondering if that's a little bit of an alarm bell for them when they start calling plays on the offensive side of the ball.
His eyes already looking upfield on that last one before he brought it in. This is brought in at the 21. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
54, south. Here I come again. 80 weapons. Wall, get wall.
Check the backer, check the backer. Check.
They'll start on the ground. It's Ito Smith. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. After the turnover, here's Murray. He gets this one to Johnson. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
At the 35-yard line.
Crunch.
Murray now. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver. Third down here.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Here's Murray. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They're down a couple of scores, 16-0, as they start things out with a 1st and 10. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
On 2nd and 10, Ryan, they'll set up the screen to Smith. And he's going to lose yardage here, back to his own 18. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, 82 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. We've seen these two, Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, connect quite a few times over the years. It never gets old.
It never gets old. Well, maybe for the defense it does, but not for us who are watching it. And Julio, every time he steps on the field, you can just about mark him down for 100 yards. That's about his career average per game. But think about this. Getting in the end zone has always been a struggle for him. He gets the big yardage, but he doesn't get the touchdowns. Not this time. No matter how many people were kicked in coverage, he found a way to beat it.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Murray's throw on target to Christian Kirk. That goes for 14 yards. First down, Cardinals. Here's Murray. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down, but they'll get it back. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
11, 21.
After the interception, here's Ryan. Complete to Jones. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Now Ryan on first down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. The intended target was Calvin Ridley, and that'll make it third down. Again, Ryan. Flushed out right, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Benny Logan jets in for the sack. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead.
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, thrown back across his body. Picked up by Keanu Neal, and he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. They'll throw on first down with Ryan. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. David Baker with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here, 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Mike, 45. Here we go, here we go.
Back to the air on second down, it's Murray. Bearing this one out for Fitzgerald. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Larry Fitzgerald was the intended target. And it'll bring up third down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. A final shot before half from Murray. And almost intercepted. That would have been his 3rd pick in this game alone. Instead, 4th down. Here's Andy Lee now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fielded at the 33. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Play action. Ryan. Looking deep for Julio. And that's going to be intercepted. The all-pro corner, Patrick Peterson. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's Murray from midfield. And this is incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week, he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week, he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
45.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. Screenplay, Johnson. A short gain there of just 4, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet. No. Motion backfield. Motion backfield. Let go.
Yo, 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 yo.
Let it go. Yo. 1, 6, 4, 3, 49. Set up.
And now with a play clock winding down, a whistle and possibly a false start. Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for Arizona. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. It's like, what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
No, that's you, partner. So still backed up, but the situation not as dire now. 1st and 10 at the 14. A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the 1st down run. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Again, it's Smith. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Atlanta. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A 1st down carry for Smith. There he goes again. And finally taken down at the 34. All told, it's an even 30 and a 1st down.
I love football lingo and the evolution of it all. Nickel defense makes sense, right? 5 defensive backs. But then you go to 6. What are you going to call that? And they call it a
double
dime. A dime, which is just very simple for them. The math doesn't add up. But I know one thing. Offenses love to run against dime defenses. Typically, the bigger guys have an advantage against the smaller defensive backs when they're blocking downfield.
Yeah, we saw that advantage right there. Now a 1st down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop him for a loss of 4. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something.
And my goodness, another interception. Buda Baker with a pick. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
It's now 2nd and 6.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Fake handoff to Johnson. Now here's Murray rolling to his right. And his throw here's incomplete. He was looking for Daniels that time, but now it'll be 3rd down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. To throw is Murray. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's Desmond Trufant. They were looking for Johnson that time. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
They keep it with Smith on 1st down. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. So the scoring dried up here in the 3rd. Nothing that quarter for either side. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Matt Ryan trying to lead the Falcons from behind. Last year in 16 starts, just 1 4th-quarter comeback for the QB. They'll run it here with Smith. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 7 yards there and a 1st down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is going to kick out of bounds. Boy, a fortunate bounce or two there. They'll keep possession back inside the 10-yard line. They come up on a 1st and goal and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown and the PAT for the lead. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Here we go now with Smith. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. 5 yards on 1st down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd. Trying to punch it in with Smith. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Ito Smith, his 1st touchdown on the year. As his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead here in the 4th. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And 3 interceptions in this game, and I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4's kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks him. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Tavecchio good on the extra point, and that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. That'll be taken in the end zone. And They'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Double tight.
A big spot now for the rookie Murray. It's complete. It's Fitzgerald. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It'll be an Arizona first down on a gain of 17. A first down carry here for Johnson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Grady Jarrett with the tackle. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Murray escaping the pressure right. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
They'll run it again with Smith. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They'll run on first down. It's Smith. And he will be stopped here for no gain, and then it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Tavecchio puts this one through, and that will bump the lead up to 11. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, you know, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Ryan wants to throw it. Caught by Jones. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A big pickup of 38. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Smith trying to run for it. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Ito Smith with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Falcons push further out in front. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. He's going to let it fly, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Flush to his right. Now a desperation throw. And now here is another interception. It's Desmond Trufant. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Smith. And he's got room. A big pickup of 38.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Falcons, they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Arizona, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3 and 3. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle Show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle Show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. Yeah. I just had to let you know. Yeah. Give me that work and I can sell it. I put it on the line like I ain't selfish, nah. The story flip if I let you tell it. Put my heart and soul in so you feel it. I ain't never faking, I'm the realest since Tupac in imprisonment, claiming his innocence. Currently, I'm the greatest rapper in a sense. But any currency, I'm still guaranteed my wins. This is coming from within, I stuff for real, I don't pretend. When the OG spilling knowledge, bet it's best you soak it in. I'm a prophet to them scholars, got them chakras opening. Got them fixing up their octaves, now they truly focused in. I'm seeing 2020 visions. Daily man.